True love is the greatest thing in the world. Except for nice MLT, mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich when the mutton is nice and lean and the tomatoes are ripe. It's so perky. I love that.
Sunscreen in your eyes.
That would be a good recipe for shattered legs.
They don't sell hot tubs in Indiana. Hi, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. It's the show that loses 50% of its followers with each episode.
We're in the negative numbers now, Dad.
We have over 500 haters as of yesterday.
Our followers are turning into stalkers.
In the studio, I've got Josh over there on my left. Has life been throwing you any curves, Josh?
Enough so that I was able to make a figure 8.
Josiah, what's going on with you?
I build cargo ships for a living now.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Courtney, how are you doing?
I feel like I've been on the road for 48 hours.
I think you have been on the road for 48 hours because even when you commute all those miles to work and back and drive and other things, then when you go to bed at night, you're still driving all night long. You're dreaming about it.
Exactly.
And when you're at work, you're thinking about how you got to work and how you're going to get home.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you have been driving a lot. Elijah, how are you?
Trying to make a costume with $10 in 3 days.
Ooh. Challenging. Okay, gang, today we're going to talk about pools. We all love pools, and we'll be right back.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location.
In the woods, just outside of town.
Oh, not surprising. You've got your home. Bears have jeans and a hat.
Yeah, but see, this wasn't just any bear. This bear was wearing jeans and a hat, as in a Smokey Bear.
Jeans and a hat, that's definitely theirs. What exactly did he have to say?
Well, we were about to head home, after having a bonfire.
Oh, I can guess where this is going.
Right. See, Smokey told me the fire wasn't actually a bonfire. He said a bonfire, if it's too hot to touch, it wasn't actually a bonfire.
That's true. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by bears? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Wow, no kidding?
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
that was it, bears.
Oh.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by Smokey Bear. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com. Only you can prevent Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Comedy.
Parenting.
Radio. I hate those pool cues.
What?
I hate those pool cues.
What are you talking about? We've never stood in line for more than 5 minutes to do that.
You stood in line for 5 minutes to use a pool cue?
Yes, you stand in line, you pay the money, you go into the men's locker room or the girls' locker room, whatever you do there, and then you go out to the pool.
I was talking about the game.
No, we're talking about swimming pools today, gang. What's the best thing about a swimming pool?
The water.
Being able to swim and back float.
Sunscreen in your eyes.
Speaking of water, can I go wash this face mask off real quick? It's kind of starting to,
Courtney showed up at the show here tonight with a mud mask on, and when she cracked a smile, she cracked her face.
Don't you dare use that on the show, Dad.
Yeah, right. Okay. What's the best thing about swimming pools?
Probably water wars.
Using what?
Your hands.
Your hands.
Anything you can get your hands on.
Right.
A pool noodle, a bit of algae that's floating on the top.
Just splash
the vacuum
water.
cleaner that's moving along the bottom at a eerily slimy pace.
Oh, looks like Courtney's back from washing her face off. What happened to your lips and eyes and nose? They're not here anymore. Here's the big blank face. Pull that mask off and then she can talk.
Don't actually touch my face.
Anything else you like about pools?
The swimming.
Okay. When did you learn to swim?
When I was 8, and we were at a hot tub, and basically I learned how to float on my back and swim then. Also, there was a MacGyver movie playing.
I've never been good at floating on my back.
That's because you're all muscle and bone.
I sink like a rock.
Mark Drudge and I were in the hot springs pool in Glenwood Springs, Colorado in college, and they were teaching us the survival float.
What's that?
Well, you just kind of sit there with your head completely underwater. When you want to breathe, just tip your head up into the air and breathe and put it back down. And, well, back in that day, we were so lean and mean that when you tip your head up, you would just sink straight to the bottom of the pool. And it'd take about a half minute to float back up without using your hands, at which point you were completely out of air, and you would do it again and sink to the bottom. It was...
Is that like the dead man's float or the
Yeah.
watermelon?
Yeah, it was like the dead man's float. We were heading... Well, the watermelon, you curl up with your knees underneath you and hang on your knees.
So it's like the dead man's float.
Is that called the watermelon?
Yes.
I called it the Nautilus.
I don't believe it. My savings are gone. They're gone.
You're kidding.
Nope, they're gone. They're gone.
Okay, all right. Think about it. Where did you have them last?
I remember I was home, then I took them, and then I spent them on that vacation to Aruba. Then I bought this miniature suit of armor I saw in the in-flight magazine.
And that's the last you saw of your savings?
Yes.
This is so weird.
I know, right?
Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. You'd be surprised how quickly a little money from every paycheck can really add up. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
The armor is cool, though. Oops. I think I broke its gauntlet.
You broke my favorite part.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Commandant Jerry Bigley.
Dixie was a lady and a rodeo queen.
What about favorite toys to take into the pool?
King Lobster.
Ooh, he was a good one.
The alligator.
Rip King Lobster 2011.
Excuse me, I think that's R.I.P.
Yeah.
Rip sounds like you just tore a hole in him.
2011, that was like 6 years ago, guys. Come on.
You know, it's okay if they keep lamenting a water toy that died.
It was no ordinary water toy. It was King Lobster. And he was a lobster and he was huge.
He was.
And you could sit on him and he would float.
He was probably only like 4 feet long, 3 feet long, something like that.
Something like that. I must have been really short when I used him.
But it was King Lobster.
We got to tell the people out there in Radio Land what types of pools we swim in here locally.
Hot spring pools?
Mostly, yeah. Glenwood Springs, Colorado, world famous for the hot springs pool. It's one of the world's largest outdoor hot springs pools.
You know, there's one kind of pool that I would really like.
What would that be?
It's a pool completely filled with cornstarch.
Why?
Because I want to try running across the pool.
You could do that with flippers on.
Maybe.
I don't think you could move your feet fast enough for it.
Seriously, it hardens when you hit against it, so I think you'll be able to run across it.
This would be perfect if you had a diving board.
That would not be perfect. That would be a good recipe for shattered legs.
You can do a belly flop and then slowly sink down into the water.
Like, you have the wind knocked out of you, and then you go drown in its thick goop.
It'd be like landing on concrete, and then it swallows you.
It'd be like kind of like landing on liquid concrete.
Right. Can you imagine swimming races? The people who paddle the slowest win the race. Right?
Yeah.
Or the people that just end up running across the top.
You'd have to have some kind of lifeguard to keep you from falling face first into the pool and then just sinking to your death.
Yeah. Is there anything that people out there should know about baby pools? Like in a public spot, when you have the kiddie pools, is there anything they should know about that?
I once wore my Bob the Builder sandals into a kiddie pool. I forgot to take them off at the edge of the pool, so I just walked right in there and didn't even notice they were on until at the end of our trip when I came out, and I was looking for my shoes, and then I realized I had them on my feet.
That was momentous.
Lots of times kiddie pools are tiny.
Plus, they have kitties in them. An entire pool full of little children who have not been toilet trained.
Yeah, you might want to avoid that pool.
I'm thinking, yeah, just that's why you always see the dads sitting up on the shore if they can.
Now I never want to go into a pool ever again.
What's the worst experience you've ever had at a pool?
When I almost drowned in one.
When I almost drowned,
yeah.
Me too.
I've never drowned before.
One time I went to Thermopolis, Wyoming when I was a bachelor. It was all by myself. I wasn't planning on stopping anywhere to go swimming, and I didn't have my swimming suit. And they said, oh, yeah, we rent swimming suits. I'm like, okay. So I rented a swimming suit.
Ooh.
And guess what it was? It was like a size 50 waist swimming suit.
That is a really large waist.
I think one size fits all. And you had to, like, draw the string up, like, super tight. And so it looked like I was walking out there with an umbrella around my waist. And when I jumped in the pool, I floated. It was just like I was like an island. It was captured the air and had this about, 5-gallon bubble of air inside my swimming suit.
Where'd the drowning come in?
I did not drown.
Although he probably drowned in the humiliation of it.
I stayed to the dark end of the pool where nobody was. When I actually swam with the suit on, the lifeguard jumped in and went over to save me because they thought I was being attacked by a jellyfish. You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. We'll be right back.
You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying.
Speak up, because you can. Your mind is a powerful tool, and so is your freedom of speech. So use it. It's what separates you from being a number to being an individual. Thoughts, beliefs, opinions, creativity. It's what makes you, you. Stand proud and say it loud. Know your rights. Know your freedom to speak. This message is brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters, Education Foundation, and the Broadcast Education Association.
So I came up with this quick plan. I thought it was brilliant. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to squeeze the shorts gently. Make little bubbles. Try to match the bubbles in the hot tub. Who's going to notice that? Everyone. It wasn't little bubbles. It was one gigantic bubble. And all the women were... And I said the wrong thing. I was, pardon me.
We're back with Comedy Parenting Radio talking about pools. Why do you need quarters at the pool?
For lockers.
Lockers. What else?
To sink to the bottom.
Mm-hmm. What about the bubble chairs?
I've never used one of those, actually.
At the hot springs pool, they have bubble chairs, which is just like a tube. You sit a recliner that's made out of a tube. Put a quarter in and it bubbles.
There are all these people sitting over there in the wall, and there's tons of bubbles coming up.
Well, and what it really is all the people that are in the hot pool looking over at the people in the chairs go, what, are you from Indiana? You've never had a bubble in the water before? So it's always just the people from Indiana that go over there and put quarters in and sit down in the bubble chairs.
I mean, doesn't the hot tub usually have a bubble feature?
Well, a hot tub would, yes. But if you're from Indiana, they don't sell hot tubs in Indiana.
How come?
You just take your Saturday night bath and that's it. In Indiana, it's so hot in the summer, you would never go in a hot tub. In the wintertime, it's so cold that you would instantly freeze your feet walking. You'd be stuck outside of the house, frozen with frozen feet, so you couldn't really do that. Okay, you've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio talking about pools. I want to thank you guys for all showing up in your swimming suits.
You're welcome. Dad, that swimsuit you're wearing looks like a size 50 suit.
When I left Thermopolis, they said I could just take the suit with me. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
I think we could all fill this 50-gallon drum if we all pooled our resources.
Please, no.